Hello. We're excited to share resources for trauma-informed assessment and planning from Advancing Dynamic Solutions. With you, you have two Amy's. I'm Amy Dillon, and you also have my business partner, Amy Diet. We founded Advancing Dynamic Solutions in 2018, and we work at the intersection of public health, education, healthcare, and behavioral health to improve outcomes for communities. One of the things that we've worked on recently is trauma-informed practices with organizations. Becoming a trauma-informed organization means addressing the practices, policies, and culture to understand and address how trauma impacts staff and those being served. For example, from 2018 to 2021, we worked with the Resilient Lake County effort and supported 17 organizations. This included public health, human services, the library, schools, police, courts, the mental health center, and many more. Our work with them really helped to build and enhance their trauma-informed practices within their organizations. When we're working on trauma-informed practices, we really look at key domains that can help an organization to center this work. Those domains include supporting staff development, creating a safe and supportive environment, addressing health equity, involving community voice, adapting policies and procedures, and building meaningful relationships.
To support organizations with those trauma-informed domains, we have four main services: training and technical assistance, an organizational self-assessment, an environmental scan, and data analysis with individualized action planning. So let's dig into those each a little deeper. Training and technical assistance. We have many training topics such as what are trauma-informed or heart-centered practices? How do I use trauma-informed communications? What is diversity, equity, and inclusion? How do I integrate language justice? And even how do I engage my community? We also provide technical assistance, and that usually looks like one-on-one meetings that can be at a frequency that works best for you, whether that's monthly or quarterly, to support you in planning and implementation. We also have two main tools. The first is an organizational self-assessment. The purpose of the assessment is to utilize trauma-informed best practices to identify your organization's strengths and gaps based on your needs, and probably most importantly, the needs of those that you serve. The AD Solution Services looks like customization of the assessment tool based on your needs and feedback, as well as support to your staff to complete the assessment. The second tool that we have is an environmental scan. The purpose of this scan is to assess a community member's initial perception of the environment of an organization. We know that a welcoming and trauma-informed environment allows all individuals to feel comfortable and supported. The services we provide is customization of that scan tool, as well as training and support to those selected community members to complete the scan. And that fourth service is data analysis and action planning. We will analyze and synthesize the data from those assessments and scans. We will create individualized reports with those findings to look at successes and gaps. We will facilitate a data review and prioritization process with your organization to help identify those potential actions and changes needed for trauma-informed care. We will also then draft individualized action plans. We can support implementation, and we can even track and evaluate your trauma-informed efforts.
As part of our work, we've also created and utilized a number of resources based on the needs of those that we're consulting with. For example, we worked with Lake County to create a detailed online library. We also worked specifically with organizations across the Resilient Lake County effort to create some tools based on some gaps that were identified. One of those was related to language justice, where we had a detailed checklist to help organizations really consider which components of language justice must be addressed within their meetings, their community engagement, and across their work. We also worked with them to create a detailed guide for community engagement practices. We also had trauma-informed assessment and planning, as Amy shared with you earlier. And then we have a number of other resources that we can create and partners we can connect you with. One of the things we talk about a lot with our trauma-informed work is equity. And Amy and I acknowledge the power and privilege that we have as two white middle-class women coming into this space. And so when needed and when it's appropriate, we want to bring in partners who really have their work centered on DEI and also come from communities of color. If you'd like to learn more about potentially working with us and some of the services that we provide, we're offering some office hours coming up in late November. You have two different ways that you can register for that. You can grab out your phone and open up your camera and take a picture of that QR code, and it will take you right to that form. Or you can use the tiny URL that's at the bottom of the screen. So that's tinyurl.com/AD-office hours. If you want to register for a time to talk to us about what resources we have available. Certainly no commitment on your part, but we just wanted to make sure that you were aware of some of the excellent resources that we have available. If you have any questions, you can certainly email us as well or visit our website.